Good morning and welcome to Something Saturday. So today I thought we would have a look at something called the Suitcase treat boxes. And this is what it actually makes. And I thought I would show you a few measurements on how to decorate them and potentially how to put them together as well. So they come like this. They come in a pack of 12. So you should have plenty of them. And when they open up like this. So you've got your little suitcase, which has its little handle as well, and the little handle pokes through, and then those bits there poke through there. So it's just a case of folding it all up on the varying lines. You poke out that little piece, and obviously that one folds in the different direction to the rest of it. And carry on folding. I kind of figured they'll be quite nice to put maybe jewellery in at Christmas time or birthdays or something like that. So I'm going to go with something that is nice and pink, because I kind of figure if I'm going to give jewellery to someone, chances are it's going to be a girl, so pink is going to work. Okay, so once you've folded all the lines, it's really simple. You just add those two together and pop this piece over the top and slide it into place. You pop those two together on the other side. Again, same thing, pop it down, and then these two little flaps go in. That one pokes through there, and then we have to do it in the other direction. Whoopsie. Never let it be said that I have practiced this thoroughly. Okay, and then that piece goes into there. You've got your two little side pieces that tuck in, and voila, one little suitcase. Two little suitcases now. Okay, good. Now we got over that. Let's pop that down there, and we will need to bring in the cutter, because I decided I was going to use, hopefully these work, hopefully this goes together. Let's have a quick look. Cherry cobbler. I picked out the wrong colour. Clearly I should have picked out cherry cobbler and not berry burst. One sec. Having reviewed it, I've decided on flirty flamingo instead, because that happens to be one of the colours that's in this. So this is the Marbled Elegance, which is an online paper, as in it's not in the catalogue. The colours that go with it are cherry cobbler, flirty flamingo, melon mambo, petal pink, poppy parade, real red, and gold. I was going to go melon mambo, but because it has so much melon mambo in it, I was thinking, oh, it's probably not going to show up on the outskirts of it, as it were. So I am going to go with this one instead. And let's have a little look. Which one shall I go with? Ooh, it's so exciting, isn't it? Look, that one's quite nice with it. Let's go that one. They're very pretty with their gold splashes through them, and even the other sides are actually, oh, I probably should have shown you the other sides. That would make sense. So you've got cute little hearts on this one, and I think I've shown this off before actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So that's all 6 of them. And now I've forgotten which one it was I was going with. That one there. Lovely. Oops. Tuck those all away. Right. So what I've done is I've actually measured my boxes, and literally all I do is go, oh, look, what can I go with? Maybe about 7 centimetres, and then this way I go, oh, okay, well, 9 centimetres kind of works nicely on that. And then to do the second layer, I just take it in a little bit. So for the second layer, because I'm using the designer series paper, I've actually gone with inches rather than centimetres. I know I'm a bit weird like that. So we are going to cut the front and the back and the sides and the top and the bottom, in fact. So 7 centimetres is one of the measurements that we're going to be needing. So let's cut a 7 centimetre one. We're going to be cutting the front and back to 9 centimetres. So 9 centimetres and 9 centimetres. So that is the front and the back. 1, 2, should work. Then we've got sides, which also happen to be 7 centimetres, and then I've done them at 2.5 centimetres. So 2.5 and 2.5. So that's my 2 side pieces. That looks pretty good to me. And then the top and the bottom, which I've done as 9 centimetres by 2.5. So that's not going to fit onto this one, but that's fine because then I have this. 9 centimetres, 2.5 centimetres. So let's go with, let's measure it to the 9 centimetre mark on this one. So 9 centimetres there, and 2.5 and 2.5. So then that should be my top and bottom, which looks about right. So very good. So I do end up with a couple of spare pieces, which, oh, they look kind of nice together actually. I wonder if I'll have any spare bits of DSP that I can use with them. That could be cool. Right, let's move on to the DSP. So DSP stands for Designer Series Paper, just in case you're going, what the heck are you talking about, Heather? 3.25 by 2.5. Now, I want these to kind of run around. So I'm thinking that, yeah, okay, it's going to have to go that way. So 3.25 wide by 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut it down to 3.25 wide, like that. And then we need 2.5 inches. So now, do I want it so that, yes, I think what I'll do is I will do it so that I've got one side, then the bottom. So then the bottom is going to be 3.25 by 3/4. So 3/4 is there. So we've got, I might just try and keep them in order. That, and then, what did I say? 2.5 again. 2.5 again. And another 3/4, which I can see the line coming through here. So excellent. Whoops. There it is. 3/4. So that will be the pieces that go around my suitcase. Then I have the 2 side pieces, which it's not going to work to try and match those up, sad to say. But equally, I am not sure whether I like the idea of matching those ones. Kind of feel, well, maybe I can use this. Okay, so the 2 sides, I've got 2.5 inches by 3/4 inch. So 2.5 inches by 3/4 inch. Okay, so let's do the 3/4 inch. And we've got 1, we've got 2, and then 3.25. So 3.25 is there. And I will just try and persuade the 2 of them to equal up together. You know, I'm actually going to be a real pain. Turn it round because I actually find there's more colour on the top end. So go back to being awkward. 3 1/4. Oh, that is 3 1/4. Top and bottom, sides, duh. Definitely got the 3/4, 2.5 inches. There we go. 2.5 inches. That's better. That's more like it, isn't it? Okie dokes. So then now we can attach it all together. And we even have a glue mat. Woo, yay. So let us go with this one. Excuse the dog barking in the background if you can hear it. That one. No. I can do this. I can make these match. Apparently I can also stick them to my fingers. Okay, so we have all our pieces ready to go now. So now it is a case of adding them on. However, you will notice that there is a hole in this top piece. And what I want to do is make sure that the hole that I end up with on my designer paper is going to be the same. So maybe it'll be a good idea if I make sure that it's going to match up the pattern. How about I actually go ahead and put down some of it? Oh, well done, Heather. Yeah, I just knew that was going to happen. Okay. So we'll just keep that one aside for the time being and we'll just add everything else on. And make sure that it's going to line up. Oh, gee whiz, I keep turning it round, obviously. It's that. Then is it that next? That looks right. Okay, let's So the advantage in using the Tombow glue is that you've got that little bit of wiggle room with it, which is always kind of nice, especially when you're sticking something down like this and you're going, oh, no, that's not quite there, it's not quite there. So then we'll just add these ones, and it actually doesn't matter with these ones which way round they go. Might even use the glue mat this time. Ooh. Do what I tell my class ladies to do. There, then turn it over, do this one, All right, so we are almost there. It's just this little top piece that we need to do now. And I'll say what I would like to do is make sure that it's going to be in the exactly right place of where I want it to be. So I'm going to do that, hold it in place, find myself a pencil. Then, now, I just realised that my cutting mat is massive. So, hang on a minute. And there's a good chance we will get shiny bits going in our eyes with this. Your eyes even. Probably not mine. Let's see. If I put that over top of there, that gets rid of the shine on there. And so with the take your pick tools, you can actually take off the sticky end and add in a cutting end. Ta-da! So my plan is to clearly create a somewhat wavy line. Apparently I'm just going to do a wavy line on both sides of it. Marvellous. And take that piece out of there. Wow, that is a really crooked line. Oh dear. That's very sad. I am not sure that I maybe should have used a ruler, a metal ruler, but you know, I didn't. So let's just see what it looks like on here before I go, oh yes, great, marvellous. So let's just slide that in, and well, I've got to say it does fit, so this is good. And I don't really think it makes much of a difference if it is a slightly wavy looking line. Equally, do I have it on the right way around? Yes, I do. Oh, thank goodness. Look at that. That's amazing. All right, let's add some glue to it. And let's make sure it's the right way round. And then we will stick it down. Just going to take it out of there just in case there's any glue in the middle. I don't think there is, so that's good. Yep, nice wavy looking line there. That is impressive, isn't it? Not everyone can get a wavy looking line like that, you know. And I guess if you wanted to, you could probably even add a bit of decoration onto this one as well. But I think that'll look very nice. I wonder if I should have done something with the handle. Oh, you know what would look cute with the handle? I have some pretty in pink ribbon here, which I actually have no idea if it's still current. It probably is, because I have left it on my shelf. So, fingers crossed. I think probably requires a bow. Oh. All right. Let's go for the bow. Right, when I do a bow, I tend to try and look at it and go, okay, well, I want the base of it to come out sort of like pointing in, I don't know whether this is going to work. So they're sort of like pointing opposite directions, as it were. So therefore, I sort of look at how I'm tying it and go, is that going to come out in that direction or not? And that probably made no sense whatsoever. So good job, Heather. And I don't think it's going to work anyway. I think it's going to try and turn on me. So maybe what I just do is slide it along to the edge, and then it's much better. Let's just move that down a bit, move that down a bit. And there we have it. Let's just cut it and hope for the best. Okay, I'm just going to persuade that over to the edge. There we go. See, bit of persuasion, and it's going to sit in the right direction for me. So the other thing I will say is with a lot of ribbons, you're going to end up with it fraying. So if you happen to have a little handy lighter, you can just sear the edge really quickly like that, and it stops it from fraying. Just, maybe a wee bit more than that. But you don't want it enough that it actually catches flames and, you know, then your craft room ends up in cinders and ashes, and that wouldn't be good. So yeah, there you go. I think that'll be a cute little thing, and I've just realised, having put the bow onto it, I'm going to have to undo the bow in order to get the gift inside it. So when you make these boxes up, bear that in mind, that if you want to put a bow onto it, do it after you've put the gift in, because otherwise they are not going to be able, well, you're not going to be able to put the gift in. You're going to have to undo your bow, which I will have to undo. But there you go. For the time being, I will display it like this. So how pretty. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, come back again next week and give it another go. What else was I going to say? If there's anything you've seen, Exhibit A, B, C, whatever, D, that you fancy buying, my blog, there'll be a post below for my blog post, and there's also going to be another link below. There you go. There's the word I was after. Link below for my shop as well. So do come and join me next week, and thanks for joining me today. Okay, bye.